You're listening to SaskScapes, a podcast featuring the stories of arts, culture, and heritage in Saskatchewan. So tell me, do you remember your school years with great fondness or great fear? I'm Kevin Power. Join me as I head back to high school, specifically Carpenter High School in Meadow Lake. I had the chance to hang out with two different classes for a couple of days, and although the idea was to hold a story slam at the school, time was short, and so instead we talked and shared about our lives and read some written stories. This episode features some of the best of our time together. Story slams usually take on a theme, and although I hadn't set one, it was because of one brave student who told me about a recent loss in her family that a theme of losing a loved one and how much they mean to us soon emerged. And from that theme, another emerged, as some of the students told me about how they would like the great creator in the sky to review their life performance up to now. But it wasn't all serious. We laughed a lot and there was much good-natured teasing. I tossed in some of the questions from the famous Proust questionnaire at the students because I think the answers, if given honestly, provide some interesting insight into our personalities. Okay, students, school is now in session. I'm going to start with you only because we just finished talking. Tell me who you are. Elizabeth. We were talking about losing people in families. Tell me about who you've lost in your family.
Well, I've lost a lot of uncles and aunts and my opa and close family friends to either car accidents or overuse of drugs and alcohol. And
opa, that's a term for a grandfather. And so what's your background? Dutch. Okay. Out of all the people that you've lost, who's made the biggest impact in your life?
I'd have to say my opa.
Your opa? Why?
He just went through a lot. He took his entire family from Holland and moved to Canada with nothing in his pocket and raised his family and taught them, how to be, proper. And
Why did he leave Holland?
There was there wasn't a job and there wasn't enough food and they had 5 kids at the time, and so I cannot remember, my dad was one of the last ones to be born there, and he was a couple years old when they moved here. So, quite a while ago. So
what did he tell you what it was like when he moved here with his family? Was he would have been still pretty young.
Yeah, he remembers a few things on the boat of getting sick and all that, but my dad's uncle came here first and then found a place that they could live and helped them move here.
Right. So, did he ultimately settle in Saskatchewan?
No, he was in Edmonton, Alberta.
In Edmonton. So how did you wind up in Saskatchewan, or were you born in Alberta?
I just moved here on August 24th.
Oh, from?
Edmonton.
Oh, okay. And you moved here because?
My great uncle, who passed away a couple of years ago, has a farm out here, and so it went down to my family. Right.
Did you know your great uncle well?
Very well.
Wow. Do you have any memories of him?
Quite a few. We'd come out here every summer for a full month, and he would show us around and teach us how to raise the farm and do all stuff on the farm.
Right. So, and now you're here and you're on the farm. Had you ever thought that you'd wind up on the farm?
I didn't think it would ever happen this early in my
Right.
Well, I'm not done high school, but I've wanted to always be out here.
What are you doing on the farm? Is it a working farm?
Well, right now we're just renting out the land and just trying to get settled and figure out what to do.
So you knew Meadow Lake before?
I've been coming here since I was 2.
But you probably didn't know this school or anybody in this school, right?
I actually knew quite a lot of people from
How?
coming here. Well, like my mom was born here and then moved.
Okay.
And then she'd come back every summer. So then she'd make friends at like the Bible camps.
Okay.
And they're still friends. And then like their kids and me.
So coming to Carpenter wasn't a completely foreign experience for you? You knew some people here already? Yeah. That's got to help. What's it feel like to have lost so many people in your life? You're so young still.
It like, I feel like losing that many people, it shows like that you got to make the most of life and live it as best as you can while you still have the time to.
Yeah. How are you making the most of your life in your own little way?
By not second guessing, and if I have an opportunity to take that opportunity to do it.
Yeah. Tell me about an opportunity you've taken, something that you thought, we call it outside the box, where you thought I could never do that. What's some big leap that you took? Can you think of an experience that you had?
I'd have to say moving.
Yeah.
I never wanted to move.
Yeah.
And I'm definitely missing my family back home a bit. But
right.
I love it out here. So.
Was there something, I just moved back here from Toronto. Was there something you had to leave behind that was really, really hard? You which?
My 2 brothers and my dad are still back home.
Oh, okay.
So it's just me and my mom that came.
Right. But I'm thinking, was there an object? Was there something of your very favorite thing that you had to give away or part with?
Not really.
No?
Just leaving like the house that I grew up in. That's the house I've lived in my entire life. So.
Right. So if you're sort of living your life like each day is the last, what do you want to do after you're done here? You're in grade 11. What happens after grade 12 for you? If I could give you a magic wand and say you can do anything you want, what would that be?
Go and get a degree in photography and open my own business in photography.
Do you have a camera now?
I used to, but it got broken. But I want to get a really good camera.
Do you collect a lot of pictures or take pictures yourself?
Yeah.
What do you like to photograph the most?
A little bit of like everything. Like sometimes just like when people don't expect a picture being taken, take it. It's like the best, like one of the pictures, because they're not posing, they're just who they are, and it's their environment that they're in.
Yeah. What's your favorite color?
Blue.
What's your favorite word?
Like,
yeah. You and half the planet. What word do you hate?
I don't like the phrase when someone says you can't do it.
You can't. So you're probably a pretty positive person.
I try.
Right. What is your favorite sound?
Music, I guess.
Music? Okay. What's your least favorite sound?
Sirens, probably.
Sirens, yeah. Or those cars that back up, beep when they back up at 3:00 in the morning. Really annoying. If you were to die tomorrow, and let's say there's a God, and you're in heaven at the pearly gates waiting to be let in, what do you want him or her, maybe God's a her, to say about what you've accomplished in your life?
That I've done the best that I can and best that I'm capable of doing.
That's all anybody can really ask for, right? And you did it. You did the best you can with this. You did it. Round of applause. Tell me who you are. Reese. You lost somebody. Oh, no, you have somebody in your family who is living with dementia. Who's that?
My grandpa, or Mushum.
What do you call your grandpa?
Mushum, it's a Cree word for grandpa. Yeah.
Where is he now?
He lives in Yorkton in an old home.
Right.
Yeah, I'm First Nations.
Right. So, and your background is Cree?
Yeah.
Right. Tell me what you've been what you've been taught, what values you have as someone with a First Nations background. What do you know about your history? What do you most appreciate about being First Nations?
Having respect for everyone around you and nature and Mother Earth.
Right. Can you remember stories that your grandfather have told you about his life growing up? Did he grow up in a reserve?
They were kind of like nomads. They went everywhere. They were in like Regina, Edmonton. They lived everywhere.
Did you say he was a drummer?
He used to be a drummer for a powwow group, and he used to be really good at it until he started abusing alcohol.
Right.
And then he had to quit it because it's not traditional or the right way to be intoxicated while drumming.
Right. What were you saying earlier about a trail?
It's just they follow powwows to powwows. It's called the powwow trail.
They do?
Yeah, like there's powwows in different communities, and they'd go from community to community, going to each powwow and drumming and singing.
How would they travel from community to community?
Driving.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So it wasn't as archaic as walking. Yeah. You didn't have to walk from community.
A couple of days.
Right. Did you learn drumming at all?
Not me, but I want to learn sometime.
Right.
But probably this winter, maybe. No, but I don't know.
Yeah. Have you been to a powwow?
Yes, many.
What's it feel like when you're going back to something that's so close to your roots to be at a powwow?
It's more modern than it was back then.
Right.
Because nowadays they have food trucks and other such things,
right.
Bathrooms. But even then, it still feels good to be at one.
Oh, have you experienced loss in your family? Your grandpa's still alive?
I'm pretty sure everyone has. Just too shy to talk about it.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
I just recently lost another mushroom, which is Jim. He was like a father figure to my dad, and he wasn't blood related, but he took him in, and he took in a lot of kids and raised them to be good men, and that's kind of how I think I should be here.
Right.
Yeah.
Any idea what you'd like to do after you're finished here?
No idea.
No idea. If I said you can choose anything, like what would be something that you can't imagine yourself being qualified to do or capable of doing, but that you'd really like to do if somebody said you could do anything?
Astronaut.
An astronaut? Have you been into space for a long time?
Yes.
Have you been following what's happened recently on Mars?
Didn't they find water?
Yeah, they found water. So next they gotta find a person. There's got to be something living with all that water. Apparently, the water's really, really deep too.
Yeah, it's like a huge.
Yeah. What's your favorite word?
It ties into the last question. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Ties into the last question.
The dirty one.
How so?
It's a swear.
Oh, it's a swear word. Yeah. Oh, okay. Do you want to say it really quietly?
I can't.
Okay. Can you tell me? Tell me what letter it begins with.
F.
Oh, right on. I hope it's the same one I'm thinking of, which is also my favorite. It just has a great sound. It's the perfect combination of consonants. It just says it all, I think. It just feels good to say. I'm with you on that one. What's your favorite color?
Green or red?
Oh, shoot. I thought you were going to say blue for sure. So if you were to kick the bucket tomorrow, and let's say there's a God, and there you are standing at the pearly gates in heaven, and he or she says,
You didn't do too bad.
You didn't do too bad. Do you think you've not done too bad?
I don't know.
I think you probably think you've not done too bad. You strike me as the kind of person that's doing the best he can with.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. We'll go with that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. This is Hunter, everybody.
Can I pass?
You knew I'd get to you, right? No, no, you can't. You can't pass only because I ran into you yesterday. You're not allowed to pass.
Okay.
You can take as long as you want to answer. You can think about it. You can squirm.
Okay.
What's your favorite swear word begin with, Hunter?
F.
Okay, I see there's a consensus on that one. So, Hunter, you are a hunter.
Yeah.
So, tell me what you've hunted.
I've hunted deer, moose, chickens.
chickens. That's got to be pretty rough. Hunting a chicken. That's got to.
Prairie chickens.
Prairie chickens. Are they more challenging than moose or deer?
Sometimes you don't see them as easy.
Right. So tell me about your first kill.
Of a deer?
Or, of anything.
Let's see. First deer was quite a ways away.
Yeah?
Shot a few times. Wasn't the greatest shooter back then. And then didn't think I hit him. Walked, see if I saw blood. Saw some bone chips and a little bit of blood. So I went, wounded him. Then I shot him again, and then he died.
How old were you?
This would have been like 2 years ago. It's like.
Oh, okay, so you weren't
14.
that old. Right. Okay. Did it feel weird to see an animal die?
Not really, because I've hunted with my dad before lots.
Oh, right. So you would see him kill animals.
Mm-hmm.
Do you live on a farm?
Nope.
No.
Here in
Okay.
town.
All right. Do you remember when you shot your first rifle?
Not really. It was quite a while ago.
Right. So tell me what happens after you shoot the deer and you shoot it the second time and then it's dead. What do you do with it?
Load it into the back of the truck, put your tags on it, bring it to, I know we brought it to my uncle's garage, hung it up, gutted it, skinned it, then let it sit there for a few days in the cold weather, then cut all the meat off of it, sent it away to get sausage made.
Right. And then do they send the sausage meat back to you?
Yeah.
So it comes back to you and then do you give it all away? I mean, there must have been a lot of sausage meat. Do you keep some and give some away?
We usually keep it all, and that's our sausage for the whole year that we eat, because we usually have 3 deer a year.
3 deer. So that'll keep you going for the whole...
Yeah, for sausage, yeah. Me and my brother and my dad.
So it's got to taste pretty good having sausage that's like pure deer meat like that versus the crap that you buy in stores. What's your least favorite sound?
When people tap constantly.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
What's your favorite sound?
No, probably when you're dirt biking, the sound of dirt bikes.
Right. I'm going to get you to read out everything you're texting. Katya. I thought this was a no cell phone class.
It is.
Aha. Any idea on what you'd like to do when you're done here in school? Run as fast away as you can.
I'm looking into welding, but if I should do anything that I could, I'd probably do some kind of outfitters camp.
Right. Are you welding now?
Yeah, we have a class that we weld in.
Right. If you were to croak tomorrow, let's just say you wind up at those pearly gates, what do you want the great creator to have said about how you lived your life so far?
That I tried my best.
You think you've tried your best?
Just about.
Right. What's the one thing you've accomplished so far that you're most proud of?
I'm not sure, actually.
Oh, you must be proud of something. Something that you sort of in the back of your head go, right on, that was a good job.
When I shot my first deer.
When you shot your first, right on, it's dead. That was a good job. You did it. Right. Thanks, Hunter. Hello. How are you?
I'm good.
Tell me your name.
Grace.
Grace. That's a great name. Are you close to your grandma?
Yeah.
Right. Who are you closest to in your family?
Probably my sister.
What do you and your sisters do together that would be your most favorite thing to do?
Probably quadding.
Quadding?
Yeah.
What's quadding? It's okay. See, I'm not afraid to make an idiot of myself. I have no idea what quadding is.
A machine thing, and it has 4 wheels, and you go.
It's a machine thing, and it has 4 wheels, and you go. Is this something, you're going to make me work hard for this. Is it something you do on a farm?
Yeah.
Yeah? Is it a recreational thing that you do, or is it something that you do that has to do with running a farm? It's not like a combine harvester or anything. Is it a sport? Tell me, who can tell me what quadding is?
You just do it for fun. Exactly.
Okay, so is it like an all-terrain vehicle, like an off-road vehicle? Why do they call it quadding? Oh, yeah. Okay, right. The things that you see going on the side of the highway. Right. And I saw one coming up here, and the guy has a helmet on, and it's right. Okay, so is that considered dangerous?
It can be.
Have you ever flipped over quadding?
Yeah.
You have? Tell me about the day you flipped over quadding.
I got stuck, and my brother is pulling me out with his quad, and he was gonna take me back home. So he was pulling me, and I was sitting on my quad, but he left the rope thingy too loose, and when he turned the corner, I flipped over.
Did you hurt yourself?
No.
Darn, I was hoping for a broken arm story or something. Were you quadding with, did you say it was your brother?
Yeah.
So you have a brother as well. But you grew up on the farm, right?
Yeah.
So when you grow up on a farm, do you have to get up at like 4 o'clock in the morning and go do things with animals?
Well, we don't. We only have the cows, and that's it.
Right. What's the best thing about living on a farm?
The open space and stuff you can do.
Right. Have you ever been to a big city? I don't mean Saskatoon, I mean a big city like...
We went to Medjugorje and Barcelona.
Wow. Tell me about that trip. Who decided to go there?
My parents wanted to go.
Do they have family roots there?
My dad lived in Spain for 2 years when he was little.
Oh, wow. So what was it like? Tell me about your most memorable experience on that trip. What'd you do that was really cool?
I went cliff jumping.
You went cliff jumping.
Yeah.
So you're into high-risk sporting activities.
Yeah.
Things that you could potentially kill yourself doing. So tell me about cliff jumping. What do you do?
You climb up onto the cliff and jump into the water.
Okay, how high is this cliff?
I don't know. It was high. It took me 15 minutes to jump off.
It's 15 minutes because you stood there and had to get the courage up?
Yeah.
Can you remember what it felt like the second you left the ledge?
Kind of like I had butterflies in my stomach, and I don't know, just that feeling of falling.
Right. And you can see the water coming. Does it feel faster than you think it would?
No.
It feels like a really long time?
Yeah.
Like time slows down?
Yeah.
Right. Did time slow down for you when your quad flipped over?
No.
Okay. What's your favorite color?
Probably purple.
Okay. What is your least favorite sound?
When people chew with their mouth open.
No kidding. Does anybody else have that issue? I'm with you on that one. If you were to croak tomorrow, you know where the rest of this goes. What would you want the great creator to say about how you lived your life so far?
I lived life to the fullest.
Yeah?
I think Sam should go next.
Who?
Sam, right there.
Who's Sam?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly where I was headed. It's always listen, you guys, it's always the people that don't want to talk that make the best conversations. It's always those people. I know, look at that clock. Oh, was that 10 minutes we've got left?
No, you've got 6 minutes.
6 minutes. All right, you're on. Hi, Sam.
Hello.
How are you?
Just fine.
That's great. So, Sam, tell me about yourself. You live in Meadow Lake.
Yep, I live in Meadow Lake. And no, I don't. I mean, I live on a farm.
Do you?
Yep.
Okay. A working farm with animals?
Yep. A working farm. We're mixed. We have grain and cattle.
Okay, so do you have to get up at ungodly hours in the morning and work on the farm before you come here?
When it's weekends, yes, and summer break. But on school days, I just get up at 7.
Right. What's the best thing about living on a farm? I mean, I have no idea.
Oh, you can work and have flexible hours.
Right.
Yeah.
What's the worst thing about growing up on a farm?
I don't think there is one.
Really?
No.
But it's got to be tough when the weather's bad.
Oh well, yeah. You get nervous and
Yeah.
What's another word? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, when things don't go the way it should.
Right.
So,
What do you do with the cattle? Sorry, I'm on such a learning curve with farm things. Do you sell the cattle for meat, or are they dairy cattle? How's that
it's
work?
usually for meat.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you get to have some of it yourself?
Yeah, usually each year we'll take a steer and have our own meat.
Have you participated in bringing this steer to its great reward in the sky by killing it?
No.
No? You've not had to kill one?
No. Usually my dad does.
Okay. Have you ever had to kill an animal?
Yep, I have.
Tell me about when you had to kill an animal.
Oh, we had to kill a calf one time because it wasn't going to make it, so we just shot it.
How do you know a cow is not going to make it?
Well, it was born and it was just gasping and it was basically dead, kind of like as if a human was going to die.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who shot it?
I did.
You shot it?
Yeah.
How old were you?
Oh, like 14.
Really?
Yep.
Was it like, okay, let's go get an ice cream cone? Like it was like one of those kind of no big deal?
Nope, it wasn't. Didn't seem to be. I don't cling to cows real close.
You don't?
No.
Do you cling to anything real close?
Well, I more cling to the grain farming more.
Really? Why?
Animals, it seems like it's skeptical, like things can go wrong pretty quick.
Right.
Whereas grain, it's either you seed or you don't.
Right.
You got to hope that the calves come.
Right. Who's the biggest person in your life? Somebody who has the biggest impact in your life?
Oh, probably my grandpa.
Why? Tell me about your grandpa.
Because I'm over at his house usually every day.
Yeah? What do you do when you're with your grandpa?
Oh, or they're watching a Blue Jays game or...
Okay. So was the farm you're on now your grandpa's farm?
Yep, now it's my dad's farm.
Right, okay.
Yep.
Are you the only child in your family?
No, I got two older brothers.
Do you have a choice? Can you say, no, I don't want the farm?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Then the land would go to someone else or someone else would rent it.
What's your favorite sound on a farm?
Sound of a turbo in a tractor.
What's your least favorite sound on a farm?
Probably a grain vac.
What's a grain vac do?
You know, it sucks grain out of a bin.
Oh.
And it's just an ugly noise.
Okay. What's your favorite swear word on a farm? What letter does it begin with?
Probably the F word.
Wow, we're all unanimous on that. There you go. That's the one thing we all have in common. I'm looking at your teacher who's shaking her head. Sorry, teacher. I don't mean to be. If you were to kick the bucket tomorrow, what would you want the great creator to say about how you lived your life so far?
Oh, I guess lived it to the fullest.
Yeah. What's the biggest thing you've done in your life so far? What's the big outside of the box, most daring, brave thing you've done? Something you never thought you'd accomplish it. You think, wow, that was right on. I did that. Besides being recorded.
Probably went to Jasper on my bike.
You biked to Jasper?
Well, motorbike.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Probably that.
How come did you do that with anybody?
Yep, my dad and my uncle.
And what'd you do when you were in Jasper?
Oh, we just basically toured and just sightseeing.
That's what we call Saved by the Bell.
Yep.
Thanks, Sam.
Yep.
Thank you, guys. Hi.
Hi,
Can you tell me your name?
Dolly.
Dolly. Is that your real name?
Everybody calls me Dolly.
Really? That's fun. You tell me. Tell me how you got the name Dolly.
I've had the name Dolly right from day one.
Really? Was it after anybody?
Not really.
No. You never got any backstory on how they chose Dolly?
I guess they said I looked like a little doll.
Yeah, that's sweet. Do you all call her Dolly? Huh? No? Just your family calls you Dolly.
And some of my friends.
Okay. Not these ones, clearly. So, Dolly, we were talking yesterday about losing people in our life. And I remember you telling me about that. Can you remind me about the people that you've lost in your life?
I lost a grandma to cancer, and that was pretty tough. One of the first biggest losses I've had. And within that year, I lost 3 other close family members. There was my uncle and my great-grandma, and then my grandma passed away, and it was kind of a rough year. And before I was born, I lost a grandpa to the mill. Died in the saw.
Yeah, so you didn't know him. He died in the saw accident? Yes. What have you been told about that day?
I told that him and my grandma were in a fight, and as she was driving away from the mill with the kids, she was going home to make supper. He came running out of the mill, and he wanted to make things better before she left, and he started singing the song, "These Boots Are Made for Walking," because she took the vehicle and made him walk home.
Oh.
And then I guess he just never made it home.
Right. Well, he was by himself when it happened.
In the mill, I think there were other people around the area, but they just didn't make it to him in time.
She must have been devastated when she found it.
She was pretty heartbroken.
Right. Were you close to your grandma that died of cancer recently?
Yes. I think she was the one I was most close to.
Really? Tell me about some of the memories you have of her.
Well, when she would do her concerts, sometimes when I was younger, I'd go and sing with her. And she used to do a lot of plays.
Wait a second, she did concerts?
Yes.
What were those?
She was a really, really good singer.
Oh. What kind of music did she sing?
Country.
Uh-huh.
Old country. She had a voice like June Carter and Loretta Lynn.
Oh, wow. So would she travel around the province singing?
Just to small towns, nothing big.
Right. So you used to go to those concerts?
Yes.
And tell me about the plays that she was in.
Those were a while ago. I can't remember them too good, but...
Right. Did any of your musical talent rub off on you? Hey, it's Kevin. I hope you're enjoying the episode so far. Just a quick reminder that the SaskScapes podcast is available for free on your favorite podcast app, or you can stream it from your browser. Check out the show notes for the link. On the SaskScapes homepage, you'll notice something new under the logo called SaskScapes Plus. You can't miss it. There's a big button saying support with a heart icon next to it. I'd love it if you could click on that button and help keep this podcast series going. When SaskScapes launched in May 2014, it was the first podcast in the province celebrating arts, culture, and heritage. In fact, you'd have been pretty hard-pressed to find any Saskatchewan podcasts. So I'd like to think that we paved the way. It's been because of your support that this podcast is now in its 9th year. Okay, that's it. Enjoy the rest of the episode.
A little bit, maybe. I like to sing, but it's not for anybody's ears.
Right, that's okay. That's all right. Sometimes that's all. It's just singing for you is enough. Did your grandmother record any of her singing?
When she was in the hospital on her dying bed, she recorded some songs.
Oh, she did?
Yes.
And you have those?
I think so.
Right.
There was only one copy made, but I think my mom got it.
Right. I hope you're enjoying this episode. Just a reminder that there are several ways that you can listen to all of the SaskScapes episodes. The easiest way is with the SaskScapes app that you can download for free from the App Store or Google Play, depending on your device. You'll even get notifications when a new episode is available. Other ways to hear the podcasts are downloading them from the iTunes Store, Stitcher Radio, or through the TuneIn Radio app. Again, all for free. You can stream the SaskScapes podcasts individually at www.iheartculture.ca. Thanks to all of you who have been writing your comments and reviews. It's always great to hear from you. And now, back to the podcast. Did you grow up on a farm?
Yes.
And you're still on the farm?
Yes.
So what kind of animals do you have on your farm?
We have horses, dogs, cows. We used to have pigs. I still have one pig.
Right. Do you have an animal of your own, like one of the horses?
Yes, I had to pay for all my animals by myself.
You did?
Yeah.
You had to pay for them by yourself?
Yes. I bought them from my parents.
Oh, okay.
Or from the neighbors.
Who's your favorite horse?
I don't know.
Right.
I have 2 favorite horses.
Were you the person that had the horse named Midnight?
Yes.
So tell me about Midnight. How old was Midnight when you got him?
10.
Okay. And you bought Midnight yourself?
Yeah.
And what color was Midnight?
Black.
Right.
He was gorgeous, just like the horse off of Zorro.
Right. And Midnight's not alive anymore.
No.
So tell me about when Midnight had to be put down.
He was in pretty rough shape, and I had to put him out of his misery.
Right.
And my parents told me I could just either let him die by himself, which would take a while and more suffering, or I could put an end to it by a bullet.
So you chose the second one.
Yes.
Can you remember what that felt like? Did you have to hesitate at all? Did you cry?
I cried. I was pretty young at that time, but I guess I got over it.
Right. Tell me what you'd like to do when you're done here.
Done school?
Yeah.
I kind of want to go to college.
And study.
I want to do a little bit of art as a side hobby.
Yeah?
Farming with agriculture and animal science.
Do you do art now?
Yes.
What do you do?
I just like to draw things, like people or animals, horses.
Right? Horses. Of course, horses. How could you not? Tell me, what is your favorite word?
My favorite word? I kind of like the word camouflage.
Camouflage. That's interesting. You're the first person that's ever said, how come? Just the way it sounds?
Just the way it sounds and the way it looks.
That's interesting. What's your least favorite word?
I don't like swear words.
Okay, then that'll leave question number 5 out. We had a lot of fun with question number 5 in the previous class. Okay, any swear words you don't like? What's your favorite sound?
I'd have to say when the horses run.
When the horses run.
Yes.
What's your least favorite sound?
Somebody crying in need of help.
That's very sweet. If you were to kick the bucket tomorrow, in other words, die, and let's just say there is a God, and he or she meets you at the great pearly gates that lead into heaven, what would you like to have this great creator say about how you lived your life so far?
I'd like him to say that I spent it well, I suppose.
You think you spent it well?
So far.
Yeah. That's good. That's all you can really ask for, right? You can only do the best you can.
Yes.
Thanks, Dolly. I'm sorry about your grandma.
So right.
And yeah, does it change your life when you lose that many people? Do you sort of get a different perspective on life?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thanks, Dolly.
You're welcome.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
Can you tell me your name?
Haley.
Haley. Haley, would you like to read me one of your stories that you wrote?
Sure.
You can choose.
Okay.
Just tell me before you start what the story's about. Does it have a title and why you chose to write it?
Mine's about my first day of school, in kindergarten.
Okay.
So, on my first day of school, I wore a blue dress that my auntie made me. I had my pink Disney princess backpack on. I went to my class and I sat in the circle. I'm like on the carpet, and I wasn't nervous, but my mom was, because I was her first kid to send to school.
Right.
So I didn't cry, but my mom hid behind a wall and did. And I thought it was going pretty good, but there was a few girls who wouldn't let me play with any of the toys. And so I kind of just played by myself for, I don't know, most of kindergarten. I had a few friends, but there was a lot of girls who didn't like me. I don't know, I was kind of quiet, and I didn't really stand up for myself at all. Yeah.
Has that changed for you now? Did you grow out of all of that, or do you still consider yourself? I call it an introvert, somebody who enjoys spending their time more on their own than.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I have a few friends now, but when I was in elementary school, I was bullied like a lot, and I kind of just didn't like to talk to a large group of people.
Yeah. I can relate to the bullying thing. Did it stop for you eventually?
Well, I guess it stopped maybe when I got to grade 8.
That's good.
I was bullied awfully in grade 7. That was like the worst year.
If you could meet one of the people that bullied you now that you're a little more confident, what would you say to them?
I don't know. Just that, I don't know. I want to forgive them, but these two girls were,
just cruel beyond belief.
yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes that's just hard to forgive. But I think, don't you think it kind of makes you stronger?
I guess so. I don't know. I kind of became more quiet. I think that if I wasn't bullied, I'd probably be
right.
a lot stronger.
So I relate to that. I understand what that's like. Even though you can be strong, even though you like your alone time. What's your favorite word?
Bubbly.
Bubbly. What's your least favorite word?
Uptown abs. I have to do this ab workout at gymnastics every night, and I hate it.
Uptown abs?
Yeah, it's to the song Uptown Funk.
Oh, yeah, okay. All right. And so how many, are they crunches?
There's like, we do these things called Supermans, where we lay on our stomach and put our, and
you raise your shoulders
Yeah.
and your legs.
Yeah.
Right. So you're sort of in that kind of position. And you hold it, right? And then do you do planks after that? Right. I hate the planks. Right. Uptown abs. Okay. What sound do you love?
I don't know. I guess laughter.
What sound do you hate?
My alarm clock.
If you were to die tomorrow, and let's just say there's a God and you meet God at the pearly gates going into heaven, what would you like him or her to say about your life?
I don't know, that I did a good job and I helped a lot of people.
Yeah? Do you feel you help a lot of people now?
I don't know. I think I could do more.
Okay. Do you volunteer doing anything?
I used to teach Sunday school, and I used to volunteer to coach gymnastics.
Oh.
And I help with nursery supervision at church.
Right.
So I like to work with kids, and I'd like to No help kits.
Yeah. That's good. Thank you. Okay, I've been waiting for this one all morning. Hi. How are you?
Good.
Your name is?
Justin.
Justin. Could you please read me your story about feet?
I hate feet with a passion, mostly because they're gross. I think that because people walk them all day in their socks and shoes and stink them up. I think feet look really gross, especially when they're ugly shaped and the nails are disgusting color. I'm also paranoid of feet having big, gross, disgusting warts on them. Another reason why I think they're gross is because when people touch me with dry feet, I'm almost like gag. Even if there's hair on someone's feet and they touch me with their foot, I'll be really disgusted. I hate when they're ugly shaped and cold. And when I get touched by them. That's why I hate feet.
Can I ask you a favor?
What?
Can I take a picture of your feet? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I feel the exact same way. If there's one body part I would care never to look at again, that would be it. Can you read me one of your other stories, just to contrast to your feet story? Do you have one that's a little more touching?
No.
Is this yours?
Yeah.
Oh, can you read me that? Read me the title.
A decision that my parents made for me.
Okay. Go ahead.
When I was 3, my dad put me in hockey, and I didn't want to play it at all. He put me in hockey because he liked the sport, and now I don't know what I'd do if I didn't play. I'm glad that he made a decision for me. That was probably one of the best decisions that he has made for me. Yeah. Happy about it.
Yeah, that's good. So you're still playing hockey?
Yeah.
Is your team decent?
Yeah.
What position do you play?
Center.
Center, okay. Want to tell me your most favorite word?
I don't think it's school appropriate.
Okay. Well, that goes to question number 5. Well, let's get question number 5 out of the way. Here's how we dealt with it in the class before. What letter does your favorite swear word begin with?
F.
You and the class previous to this have a lot in common. Thanks, Justin. I will always think of you whenever I see feet.
Okay.
Hi. To Kill a Mockingbird. Wow, I'm so thrilled that you're that into it.
Well, it's a really good book.
Yeah, it is. What's your name?
I'm Justina.
Justina.
Yes.
Wow, Justina followed by Justin. Great. Would you like to read me your story?
Sure.
Okay.
Well, I named it Very First Day of School.
Mm-hmm.
It was my first day of school. I can't give much detail of that day. I can't remember much of my first day of school, like what color my bag was or what I was wearing, although I do remember hating it because I had to wake up early. I also remember how my mom drove me and my brother and my brother and I to school and to talk to our teacher. My teacher was Mrs. Me. She was so nice. Her class was at the bus stop doors. As you walk in, there are 3 classrooms that you walk into. We had to read and find where my name was. It was by a long shelf in the middle of the 3 doors. We took off our shoes and walked into the doorway. It led to another open area, and I could hear people inside my class. We found a hook with my name on it and set my bag and jacket on it. I'm using that since I was little. My mom would have made me wear a jacket. I saw many other hooks with jackets and bags on them. Finally, I could get to have a look at my classroom. When you first walk in, you see a a sink-like area. There's a carpet with mats pushed up to the side.
I saw many toys and wonderful things. On the walls, she had the alphabet and counting posters. In the farthest corner to the left, there was a house-like set, a plastic kitchen set. There was a little couch and dress-up area. I remember some of the times playing with my friends. This is how my first day of school went. I do wish I can remember more.
Yeah. Wow. Sounds like it was a good experience for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell me about yourself. Did you grow up in Meadow Lake?
I did, and then I moved out to the country when I was in grade 3.
Uh-huh.
But I spent my 4th year in Jubilee.
And so you're in the country now?
No,
you're back. Yeah.
Moved back in grade 8.
Right. I can't remember if you were one of the people that mentioned yesterday that had you lost somebody in your life?
Well, I have, but I didn't mention it at all.
Oh, can you tell me about that?
My cousin passed away from drinking and driving. She got in a car accident, and then she was brought to the hospital, and her lungs collapsed. And then I had a cookum who I never got to meet before. She passed away before I met her, but my mom was always talking about how me and her had a lot in common.
How so? What did you have in common?
I don't know. We just like talking.
Aha. That's good.
And then, I don't know, they just said that we just had a lot in common.
Cookum is a First Nations term.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it means great-grandma. At least that's what I've been told by my grandma.
Okay. Is there anything that you can share with me about your background? You have First Nations in your background. Is it Cree that you have in your background?
Yes.
Anything about that background and that history that you value in your life today? Any traditions that you carry through?
Well, I want my grandma to teach me Cree, but...
Who are you closest with in your family?
My brother,
Yeah?
I'd probably say.
What do you-
I'm kind of close with all my family. We just we're always there for each other, I guess.
Right. What if I were to ask you a really significant moment in your life up to now, something that you accomplished, something that you were terrified of, that you overcame? Is there anything that comes to mind?
Well, my grandpa about a year ago passed away. So at his funeral, they wanted me to play the fiddle because he was always his dad played the fiddle, and he wanted one of his grandkids to learn how to play it. So I wanted to do it, and my brother was forced into it with me. So at his funeral, I had to play. Well, I didn't have to, but I wanted to play a song, one of his favorite songs. I can't remember what it's called, but yeah.
Do you still play fiddle?
Yeah, I'm still kind of learning. I'm gonna try and teach myself more.
Right. Do you get a chance to play fiddle in public anywhere?
No, I wouldn't do that.
No, not that confident yet.
No, I just don't know many songs. I know one song by heart.
Right. You have a fiddle though.
Yes, I got 2 fiddles. One's broken though.
That's pretty great. What's your favorite word?
Probably literally.
Literally?
Yeah.
Like literally, that's your favorite word. What's your least favorite word?
That's a good question.
Thank you.
K. I honestly hate that word so much.
Thank you?
No, K.
Okay.
K, K.
Okay. Thank you. What an odd word to hate. Okay, as short for okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or
my friend always texts me that, and it annoys me so much.
Yeah. Or what's up with the texting KK? You guys think that's a double whammy. What sound do you like?
I don't actually know. Music. Any kind of music. Really.
Yeah. What sound do you hate? The sound of somebody saying K.
No, my little niece crying. It's annoying.
Does she cry a lot?
Well, when her mom's around, yeah.
Right. If you were to kick the bucket tomorrow, die, as they say, and you went to the great creator in the sky who meets you at the great pearly gates and says something about how you have lived your life so far, what would you hope that he or she would say?
Guess that they're proud of me.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You proud of how you're living your life right now?
Yeah, be proud that I had goals in my life that I want to fulfill.
Yeah, what goals do you have? What do you want to do when you're done here?
Well, I want to go back to school. I want to go to SIIT and either take up power engineering or business.
Wow, those are good fields to go into.
Yeah, my sister's in power engineering, and the way she talks about it makes it sound very interesting.
Wow. And business is not too shabby a program to go into as well.
My dad has his own business.
What does your dad have?
Plumbing and heating.
Ah. Can you do any plumbing?
Does plunging a toilet count?
Does what?
Plunging a toilet.
Yeah, in my book it does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit, I guess.
Yeah, I didn't get those skills of plumbing and electrician skills. I think I can unplug a toilet, though. I think I'm pretty good at that.
Yeah, it's probably the only thing I can actually do.
Thanks, Justina.
No problem.
Tell me your name.
My name is Nathan.
Nathan. Nathan, would you like to read me one of your stories?
Sure.
Yeah, that's a little easier than...
I'll look for one.
Okay. Do you guys all have to finish To Kill a Mockingbird, like, by the end of the day? You're all feverishly reading it. It's so great that you're into it. Does it have a title?
My dog, Toby. My experience with an animal was my dog, Toby, who died a few years ago. Toby was my favorite dog in the whole world. Although Toby was getting old, I still loved him very much. He would follow me around everywhere I went. Toby was always friendly and happy. Even though he didn't play fetch, he would never bring the ball back to me. I could still have lots of fun with him. I would throw his ball outside or in the house, and he would run and get it. He would look back, and I would be gone, and then he would come and find me. That's how I had fun with Toby, and that was my favorite dog.
Is Toby still alive?
No.
Do you remember the day Toby died?
Yep.
Can you tell me about that day?
I was at a potluck at my school, and then my dad took him to the vet because he had cancer.
Oh, so you didn't know.
Oh, I knew.
You knew?
I said bye to him, and then they took him.
Oh, wow, you had an appetite for a potluck?
Yeah.
Just like that, you and Toby, huh?
Yeah.
See you, Toby, I'm off to eat. It's been a good life.
Yeah.
Do you have any pets now?
I have one dog and 5 cats.
See, that was going to be my question. Are you a dog person or a cat person?
Both.
Right. What's your dog's name now?
Max.
How old's Max?
14. So he's getting old too.
Okay, so does Max know that the likelihood of you sticking around to see him croak is slim to none? Because if there's a chance to go eat, you'll choose the eating?
Pretty much.
Right, great. Boy, I feel sorry for the dogs in your life. Maybe you'll stick around for the cats.
Yeah.
If you were to die tomorrow, and there's a great creator in the sky that meets you at the pearly gates, what would you like him to say about your life?
I was a wonderful kid.
Are you a wonderful kid?
Yes.
You are. You seem very confident to me.
I am very confident.
That's good.
Guys, I wasn't talking about you.
I know. Can I just tell a story?
Yeah, sure you can. Tell me your name.
My name's Cassia.
Okay, hi.
Hi.
What story would you like to tell me?
I guess stories about me being a bad kid when I was younger.
Oh, good. Let's hear one.
When I was younger, I had a little brother, and I cut holes in his playpen so that he would have windows to see out of. When I was 4, I called 911 at my daycare, and 3 cop cars showed up. I cut my hair shorter than my ears by myself, so we had to do it all the way around. What else did I do? Oh yeah, I cut Carly's hair. I cut her hair.
And you weren't supposed to?
No, like a little piece of it. And
I'm wondering, do you plan on being a hairdresser when you grow up?
no, no.
No. Can you think of any reason why you've been such a terrible kid?
I think I have the middle child syndrome.
Oh, tell me about the middle child syndrome. What's that mean to you?
Well, I have an older brother he's a lot older than me. And then my younger brother's 4 years younger than me. So I was the youngest for a while. And then I was really bad to my older brother too. I ripped his books and tormented him even though he was older than me. And
do you have many friends?
yeah, kind of. Yeah,
Kind of?
I'm better now. I don't cut people's hair.
That's good. What would you like to do when you graduate from school? And is it legal?
I want to be a pediatrician, so helping little kids.
By cutting holes in their playpens, no doubt. You do get that cutting a hole in a playpen lets the kid get out, right?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I was just wondering if you thought that whole thing through. Wow. What's your favorite word?
I like thing or kind of thing.
Okay, what's your least favorite word?
I don't like the word retarded.
Yeah, not a great word. Yeah. Used to be a very common word when I was growing up. It's a very negative word. What letter does your favorite swear word begin with?
S.
Oh, okay. I know that one too, I think. If you were to croak tomorrow, what would you like God to say about how you lived your life so far? Other than smarten up, stop bugging people.
I don't know. I hope that like people that I've known are happy that they know me. Like I hope that they had good experiences with me.
Are you all happy that you know her and that you have had good experiences with her? I need a resounding yes so I can put that in. Yes? That's good. Thanks. I am somewhat afraid to be standing by you. I'm very grateful.
I'm good now.
And very grateful that I have no hair. Very grateful. Thanks for listening. The SaskScapes podcast is created and hosted by Kevin Power for Sask Culture. Funding to the cultural sector is provided through the Saskatchewan Lotteries Trust Fund for Sport, Culture, and Recreation. For more information, visit iheartculture.ca and saskculture.ca. Music for SaskScapes is provided by Saskatchewan-born singer-songwriter Jeffrey Straker. There's no end to the stories to be told. So, until next time...